Hello and welcome to really the first Facebook Live I've made of sharing a message for the community. I haven't done this before. I love doing new things and sharing in new ways as I'm inspired to. So here we go. I've just been making another Facebook Live, so yeah, just keeping my water, drinking plenty of water is always good, keeping my hydration up. So I have opened the records and I've asked for a message for the community, and I asked who was there wishing to give a message today, and Archangel Gabriel wished to give a message. I do work with Archangel Gabriel quite a bit, so this is the message. Now I receive messages often as downloads and then translating them into words. So Anita, lovely to see you here. So yeah, this is my first. Judy, lovely to see you here. Thank you so much for showing up in my live. So this is my first time of sharing a message in this way with the community. I hadn't done this before. So I opened the Akashic records and I opened the record for a message for the community, and I asked who was there in my team who would like to come forward and give that message. Just about to go to bed. Yeah, it's getting late. Yeah, so this is the message that came through today, so from Archangel Gabriel. So many people, this is a message for this community, so many people in this community have amazing spiritual gifts, and many people are telling themselves that they're not ready, that they're not enough. And this type of messages, we all have our own version of those. And the message is that it's time to remember who you are, to remember the truth of who you are. Time to remember the truth of who you are beneath all of the conditioning, all of other people's words that you've internalized, because we all do that. We go through life and we layer over who we are with the things that other people tell us, or with who we're told to be, with the cultural overlays. And it's time the message is that it's time to really remember who you are, to remember that there's a light in you, there's a beauty, and to begin to share from that, because the world really needs you at this time, to begin to share from that light and to nourish that light, to really nourish that light in you. And as you nourish that light and you share, and it doesn't have to be, it's the small things, it really is just the small things. It doesn't have to be, going out and speaking to 1,000 people. It can be just sharing your light in a small way, saying something that you get to say to someone that you may not normally say, or, just, so it's about, listening to those messages, because your angels and guides, your soul, are just sending you so much energy and messages. And many people are, some people are listening, and that's wonderful, and you're doing that and doing amazing things with that. and yet, you know, I'm seeing and hearing many people this week ignoring their, you know, just shutting down those messages to some degree, and not acting on those because they feel, because they've overlaid with those negative messages that create, you know, doubt and, you know, sort of block and overlay the light and that just natural flow of expression. And so the thing is that the more that you nurture that light by just doing the small things, you build that belief in yourself, you build that belief in what's possible for you. That starts to, it's those actions, it's those, you know, speaking those words of truth and doing that, listening and doing that thing that you're guided to do, even when you don't understand why. Just those small things, taking those small actions and listening and being brave and being, you know, willing to do new things. It doesn't have to be big. It's the small things that build the self-belief, that build the confidence, and, you know, that nurture that light in you that you're here to share with the world. So yeah, that's my message today. And I really, as I speak that message, I feel very emotional about that. Not just for myself, it's like a collective, to explain things sometimes, that yeah, just it's such a strong, it feels important. It's like it's important for a lot of people, and you're being asked to do this, and you know who you are that I'm speaking to, that you know, it really is time, and it's important. And you know, we can keep putting off things. I know that I did, and sure, it's seems scary and uncomfortable to do new things, but it's so, yeah, thank you, Anita, you're welcome. You know, sure, it seems scary and uncomfortable, but you know, like for me, I turn up and you know, share a message and allow that to just flow and unfold, and you know, I might not know what to say, and all things like that can, you know, can stop me from doing that. And sure, when we are not familiar with doing something, sometimes, you know, when I or anyone else does something new, we get it wrong, we make mistakes, we don't flow with it, but it's okay. And you know, it's the practice, it's the willingness, it's the self-love and acceptance of just going, you know, I am enough, and that's you know, I'm doing well. For me, as a, you know, I'm doing well enough, and just giving yourself a chance, not being hard on yourself, being encouraging and supportive of yourself, and nourishing your first efforts to share. Maybe, you know, you're guided to do you know, an oracle reading for someone, or, you know, share a card, or just a piece of wisdom or insight that comes to share with someone. Share your gifts. You know, it's blocking that. It's a habit that is just changed by just starting to do those small things, the small actions, and just being brave. And the thing is that it feels, those scary, uncomfortable things, actually, I found when I do them, they're actually the best. You know, they actually bring me so much joy and fulfillment in life. You know, the things that I'm most scared of, and are uncomfortable, they're actually really joyful and wonderful and fulfilling. They're the best things, and I wonder why they seem so hard to do. It's just beliefs and just habits, and they're not the truth. So yeah, that's the message today, and it's getting late here, so sleep well if you're here in Australia and going to bed soon. Have a restful evening, and if you're across the other side of the world, have a beautiful day, evening, wherever you are. Thanks so much for listening.